Hello everyone. In this session, we will be talking about a line chart. A line chart, also known as the discrete line chart, is a versatile data visualization that displays the data points as a series of connected data marks. Similar to a continuous line chart, however, it is used when you have the discrete data points or categories on the horizontal axis rather than a continuous range. In a line chart, the horizontal axis represents the distinct categories or the data points, while the vertical axis represents the value or measures you want to utilize. Data points are plotted against the horizontal axis at their respective categories, and lines connected these data points to illustrate the trend or relationship between these categories. During our practical demonstration in Tableau, we will explore how to create the discrete line charts to visualize the data trends and comparisons effectively. We will also learn how to assign the dimensions and measures to the appropriate axis, customize the labels and colors for clarity, and also apply the smoothing techniques to emphasize the trends of fluctuations with discrete categories. Whether you are visualizing the sales by category, quarterly performance, or any data set with discrete data points, discrete line chart offers a straightforward way to convey the data relationship and patterns. So let's go to the Tableau screen and see how we can create this kind of chart. We are in our Tableau screen, and in the Show Me menu, the next option that is available is a line chart, and it is discrete. In previous session, we saw that how can we create the continuous line chart. Now, to create a discrete line chart, the minimum requirement is one date category, zero or more dimension, and one or more measure. So let's try to create a discrete line chart. This time, again, I'm taking the order date and sales. And how is it different from the previous one? Let's see. If I click on the Show Me menu and change it to be the discrete line chart, the first option that you can see, or the first thing that you can notice, is that this is blue in color. Previously, when I clicked on the continuous one, it was green in color. This tells us that this is a discrete one. Okay. And the other way to verify it is you click on this arrow, you can see over here, it is showing the discrete data. And also the yearly option that has been selected is from this top shelf rather than the bottom shelf. This bottom shelf is for the continuous data and the top shelf is for the discrete data. Now, over here, if you try to look at what has been changed over here, the first thing that you'll notice is that this is now showing a different value than it was showing in the previous section when we were talking about the continuous lines. Let's talk about it a bit more. So let's say this time I'm trying to see the quarterly sales. What it will do is if I click on this plus icon, you can see it has divided my data into the four categories. Now, these four categories are showing me the different yearly wise sales data, or I should say different sections of here. These sections are showing me the quarter one sales, quarter two sales, three and four respectively, but it is not connecting at this time. When we are talking about the continuous data, the endpoint of this part and the starting point of this part was connected. Now I'm not able to see what is the trend and how it is going down over here because it is continuous in nature. But what if I try to remove this year and if I only say this quarter? Now this quarterly sales is shown if I try to put it in the entire view. But the difference that you will see is it is not giving you this value is for which quarter. So if you want to analyze the quarter by sales, but if you are not trying to emphasize on a specific year, you just want to see that what is the sales that we make in first quarter. It can be any first quarter. It would give you the sum of all that first quarter. Now for the second quarter, it would behave the same. Third quarter, it would behave same, and fourth quarter, it would also behave the same. Let's say if any company wants to know in which month the maximum sales happen, few companies try to take the advantage of festival or holiday sales and they try to put up some offers. If you're working with any e-commerce websites and they come up with these kind of offers in specific months and they want to analyze whether that particular thing is taking them in a good way, like there are multiple sales happening over that period of time, how can they identify that kind of pattern? So what you need to do is you can again click on this plus icon, you can remove this quarter option from over here and it would show you the month wise data. Let's say, so the first week of the particular month would give you good sales because people receive their salary in the starting of the month and these trends keep on happening. So in this way, you can try to analyze that what is the thing that is happening when you are trying to create a discrete data and plotting these sales versus the dates on X and Y axis respectively. So this was one of the way. Now let's talk a bit about formatting. Now this time again, I can try to filter it with different shipping modes. So I double click on the shipping mode and you can see I have these multiple lines. If you want to see different lines in different sections for these shipping modes, what you can do is you can drag the shipping mode over here in the row shelf and it would give you four different lines. If you want to turn on or off the marks label, you can do it by going to the marks label and it would show you the different marks for different data points. If you want to convert it into the yearly data or monthly data, again, what you can do is you can click on this arrow icon over here, and over here there are multiple options. So you don't have to go down. You have to be in the discrete data and you have to choose the particular day or month or year from over here only, and it would show you that particular class. This was one of the way to make a line chart in different sections. Now let's say if I don't want to see this, I want to see it whole in a single canvas, and I want to adjust it and do some formatting on the top of it. For that, what you can do is you can do right click over here and choose formatting. The best option to do formatting and remove additional lines from over here would be first convert this whole workspace into a dark shade of color. So I'll go in the shading option, and over here in the worksheet, I'll choose a dark color. Now you can see there are multiple lines over here. I have these axis sticks, the zero line, as well as these lines in between. So to remove these lines, what I can do is I can go in the lines option, and over here in the zero lines, I can choose none. It would remove my zero line. Then I can also choose to hide the trend lines, the reference lines, and the drop lines if any. So it would remove all the lines from my sheet. I'll also do this for the exists and other lines. So all the lines which are showing in these options are now removed. For these specific lines, what you can do is you can go in the column section or row section and you can disable these lines. Now it is showing me a cleaner view. If you wish to keep these lower lines, what you can do is you can go to the sheets and you can pick this axis rulers and axis sticks. Okay, so it will show a few important lines over here. You can also try to change the color of these axis sticks. So this was one of the way to do formatting. Now you can again roll back to the worksheet color as white or any light color. Now you can do multiple formattings over here, and whatever formatting you're doing will be looking good because these lines have been viewed. As we already have these data points over here, so I don't think we need to provide the additional lines over here. If you wish to provide any additional lines, it would help you to refer these specific points which are looking over here. So the values, if I are not able to identify, it would be good if you keep some lines. So this was one of the way in which we try to create a discrete line. Now let's try to compare how the continuous line is different from this discrete line. So in the next sheet, what I'll do is I'll try to create a continuous line for the same kind of data and see how it is different from each other. So in the next sheet over here, I've taken the yearly wise sales data for different shipping modes. I'll again take the order day, the sales, and the shipping mode. And I'm trying to convert it into the continuous lines. So you can see I have 4 continuous lines. I'm trying to get the labels over here, and let's try to compare these both. So if you look closely, this one is the discrete data, and on the other sheet, I have this continuous data. While right now, the yearly data looks the same, if I try to convert it into the quarterly data, and I'll remove this one, and the quarterly data over here, you can easily verify the changes. So if you talk about the big margin, where you have started the drilling down, the data might look similar. But if you are talking about the minute differences, that's the quarterly data, the monthly data, or the daily data, you can see a visible difference. What I do is I try to create a dashboard over here, and I try to drag these two sheets. Okay. Now you can easily see the difference. So on the right hand side, I have this sheet 2 data, which is the continuous data. And on the left hand side, I have the discrete data, and you can easily see the difference. So this was a way in which you created a continuous chart and discrete chart, and we looked at how these minute details can affect the quality of your data and the kind of data you are trying to explore. In the next lecture, we will try to look at the other visualizations present in the Tableau. Show me many. Thank you.